from a caged audience here in the sweltering heat of the Fringe Festival. If you're not at the Fringe, it's been raining for 2 weeks. Suddenly the sun has come out. Yay! The cagoules have been thrown off. Scottish people are going barmy at the sight of a bright yellow thing in the sky. It's going to rain tomorrow. We've got a cracking show for you this afternoon, and we're going to start off with some comedy. Unbelievably, here at the Fringe, someone else from Scotland. He's doing great guns with the show Dealt a Bad Hand every night at 7:15 here at the Pleasance. He's here now. Please welcome the gorgeous Stuart Mitchell!
How are you? Are you well? Good. Do you know what? I'm always conscious when I come on stage, when I wave at the audience, because I'm missing the tips of 2 fingers. You see that? It's not a magic trick. It's real. It's strange, isn't it? See, I went to a very rough school in Glasgow. I bloody lost it. I gave me rock, paper and scissors. Never mind, when it came to maths, I was very good at fractions. Thank you, I'm glad you laughed at that. I actually just cut my fingers off especially for that opening joke. Do you think you would have noticed that? No. You think? See, it's normally tourists. A tourist will stop me in the street and ask me directions, and I feel guilty, because every time I point out a direction, they arrive 200 yards short. Do you think it's socially acceptable to ask? Do you think it's socially acceptable to ask someone how they lost their fingers? Yeah. You say, what about a whole hand? You do it. See, that's just bloody rude. See, I think a whole hand, you wouldn't ask. If it was a whole arm, I'd probably just pretend it was still there. Do you know that way? But I'll be having a perfectly normal conversation with someone. For instance, how stressful it is for me to pick my nose. No, seriously, even if I want to do a very quick, brisk flick, it looks like I'm going knuckle deep. It looks like I'm trying to dislodge a contact lens. Normally someone will double take. I'll be in conversation and they'll go, hey, how are you missing the tips? And I think it's rude. So I just wind them up and say, whoa, I actually got a male manicure through Groupon. And 33% off. Does anyone want to have a genuine guess how I lost the tips? Oh, someone put their hand up. That's very polite. Or we just showing me all your fingers. Is it anyone? Do you want to have a guess? Work-related. Was it? I was 5 and I lost them down a manhole. I don't mean another guy's bum. I mean, if you get something up your arse that can cut fingers off, probably best you get it checked. It was a drain. Do you remember drains? I was a big He-Man fan, and I had a plastic He-Man sword, and I dropped it down the drain, and my mate picked up the drain, and he let it fall on my hand. I know, that was my dad's reaction, except he was sick. He thinks he's funny, though. Every single Christmas, he buys me chocolate fingers and snaps the ends off, right? Do you know what you're meant to do if you lose the tips? Do you know? Hold your hand up. That's right, you're meant to put them in ice. Did you know this? But you're meant to wrap them in something first. Like cling film. Yeah, not like puff pastry. And my dad panicked and didn't know what to do, and he went completely chalk white. Right? And for a Scottish person, that is white. Right? Just imagine a ghost after giving blood. That's how white we're talking about. Right? And all what I remember as a 5-year-old is I get rushed to hospital, and I'm sitting in the hospital bed, and people always say, were you crying? And I wasn't. My body went into shock. And I'm staring at my hand like this. And the surgeon comes out to my dad in a bit of a panic. And he goes, oh, please tell me you managed to retrieve the tips, the digits. And my dad just went, oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. Right? And my mum just looked at the doctor with an evil stare, and she went, it doesn't surprise me. He's never lifted a finger in his life. And about 6 months later, I got a letter through from the hospital. I actually thought they'd found them. Imagine a sewage worker found them 2 days later. Two little fingertips floating by next to a sword. Because people will say to me after a gig, did you manage to find your fingers? And I'm like, clearly not. They're not on my bedside table. And my dad tried to claim compensation from the local council because of the accident. He kept saying, like, where there's a drain, there's a claim. But they didn't pay out, but they paid for me to go and get measured for little prosthetic tips. I know, a kid doesn't want prosthetics. I wanted a hook. And the doctor has shown me how to put them on with a special glue. I don't know what it was called. It was like no more nails or something. And I thought I'd get bullied. And the doctor's shown me how to put them on. He says, do not worry, no one will notice. I went to a family wedding. I shook somebody's hand and they walked off with them. Anyway, you've been absolutely wonderful. I've been Stuart Mitchell. Thank you.
That was Stuart Mitchell, everyone. He's on at 7:15 at the Pleasance Courtyard. Catch him if you can. Now, I've been joined by the glorious, beautiful, amazing Felicity Ward, everyone. Felicity and I had to ask for a footstool of some kind.
We are both very short.
We are both quite short. It's okay, sweetie. It's
I've already
just the
kicked the wall.
expensive set. We CGI in the castle in the background. So, Felicity, how are you?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to be in a dress. It's warm enough to be in a dress. Very exciting stuff.
Yes.
And then I got outside and because I saw the sun, I'm like, oh, it's going to be hot. And then I got outside and went, oh no, it's 19 degrees. So I was a little bit chilly walking over.
Yeah. Do you know, yesterday was a very hot day and I spent the whole afternoon watching the men's marathon swimming at the Olympics.
Just to cool yourself down.
They swim for 3 hours and then they finish. At the end, I felt slightly disappointed, I'll be honest with you.
What did you think was going to
I
happen?
don't know. Maybe they did a dance.
Have you? I saw there was I just saw a clip of synchronised swimmers, and sometimes they do a little bit of dancing outside of the pool first.
Amazing.
I think we have different opinions.
Oh, right. Sorry, I thought it was amazing.
They look, like outside of the pool, they look a little bit like crabs. Not like crabs. I mean, like, oh, okay, not that. But they go along.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It's
everyone I want to be.
I'm like, get in the water, babes.
No.
It looks better underwater.
No, they come in their sprangly, like swimming costumes and they're like...
I think we're watching different clips.
But you know when you go to the local...
I would give that gold. I would give you gold.
You know when you go to the local swimming pool and it's just a bit rubbish and there's plasters
there's
in the
no
pool.
routines.
I just want to go to the swimming pool and do that, just me. Because I've got a very different swimming costume that, it's like a Victorian swimming costume.
Yes.
One that goes
Like
all
a
the way-
strong man.
Like a strong
They
man.
lift the barbell.
Yeah, and I'd like to walk into my local pool in Glasgow like that.
You can. You just have to be in the play area, and they go. So nice that they let her out for the day. It's sweet. Hey, what we should do is we should get other people, and then we should line up at the pool. And you know how they do diving in time? I'm just trying to live your dream here. You don't look very excited about it, so don't worry about it.
I thought you were going to suggest we did a synchronised dance.
We can do a synchronised. Okay, I tell you, this is my fantasy, not like that. And
I hope I am involved in that one as well. Though.
All right, if we can just get a little bit of space on the couch here. She's quite the predator. She's small, but she'll get you.
That's the name of my show next year.
Yeah, I'm small, but I'll get you.
Yeah.
Mine's I'll small, but I'll cut you.
Right.
It's not you. I look nice. I'm not. I'm awful. I got to fly back to Australia a couple of years ago, and they flew me business class. It was for an ad, and so you fly from Edinburgh to London, London to Dubai, Dubai to Melbourne, and you get new sets of pyjamas every time you fly. And all of the posh people are like, oh, thank you can take these now. And I'm like, give me all of them. So I've got 4 pairs of pyjamas from each leg. And this is my dream, is that I get a couple of mates and we choreograph a dance, and we're called the Qantas Club Dancers. And it starts out that we're in airline outfits, and we come out and do the safety demonstration. And then there's a rip on the vinyl. It's, yeah! And then hip hop comes in, and then we rip those off, and we've got our pyjamas underneath, and then we do a great dance. The only thing is I can't can't dance, but imagine how great that would be.
It's halfway through the Fringe, ladies and gentlemen.
I haven't slept for days.
No, neither of us are sleeping well. So I saw your show, Felicity. It's
I'm sorry to hear
extraordinary.
that.
It's extraordinary and wonderful and beautiful. And we were talking about the fact we spend ages crafting a show, and sometimes the best part of the show is a bit that you don't think is going to go well, but just happens. And in your show, there's a specific part of it called chicken karaoke.
Yes.
And it is immense.
Essentially, how it came about is one night, about a week ago, I was having a great time, and I said the word work, and I started laughing, and then I didn't want to look more mental than I already was, so I explained to the audience why that was. And my boyfriend and I sometimes sing Work by Rihanna to each other, but we sing it as a chicken. And so I showed them, and I said, this is what we do. We go, bark, 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 bark. I mean, looking at the demographic, I'm not sure if you know what a Rihanna is, but you've heard of chickens, though, right?
But you could do any song. This is the thing.
So now what I've been doing every night is I've been taking requests from the audience.
Yeah.
And it's just turned into
Can you do... I'll do a request, because we've got to finish in a wee second
Okay.
with you. Just can you do Taylor Swift, Shake It Off?
Oh, yeah, okay.
It works for anything, ladies and gentlemen.
The best one is Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Yeah.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
I got to do it last night. We did this show. We both did this show called 60 Acts in 60
That's
Minutes.
right, yes.
So you get a minute to do an act, and so jokes are worthless. Susan did a striptease, which was great. And,
You missed out on that one, ladies and gentlemen.
she did a synchronised swimming for one.
Yep.
And then I went out and I just did Total Eclipse of the Heart. But the great thing is about starting that song, you get to start with your back turn and then go. I mean, now it really looks like an Amsterdam window shop.
So everyone, that's Felicity Ward, everyone. It's been...
I've written jokes as well.
Yeah, there are jokes, but seriously, that's an excellent thing. You're going to hopefully do an extra Pleasant show of just chicken karaoke.
I know I am. I spoke to Ryan last night.
Oh, good.
Yes,
Oh,
I don't know
lovely.
what night. So if you want to see me do that for as long as the audience will endure, it's going to be a free show after my show one night.
Stick with me, Felicity. We're going to have a bit more comedy now. You're watching live at the Pleasance in association with Audible. Please welcome the lovely David Elms, everyone.
Hi. No? Okay. That's fine. This is so fun. I've never been on TV before, so it's very exciting. I was told that I would be on TV, and it's great. I hope that no one tuned in just in the middle of that chicken singing and thinks that that's what I'm about to do. I wish it was what I was about to do. That seems like a lot of fun. It's so nice to be doing something in association with Audible as well. I've always thought that I would be really good at doing an audiobook, and I'd like to make that happen. All of the books would be twice as long and very, very nice and quiet. But thanks so much for having me. I'm having a lovely time. I've got time for a couple of songs. Do you guys want to hear some songs? Yeah. All right, let's go for it. This first song is it's about mystery. Yeah. And but love as well. It's sort of about working each other out, figuring each other out, that kind of stage of a relationship, and it's called Oh Boy, Oh Mama, Oh Missy, You Are a Total Mystery to Me. Thank you. How's that? Is that too loud? I just have to check because sometimes people can find me a bit much. You're like a lock, but I can't find the key. And you're like a map, but I can't find the key. And you're like a dock, but I can't find the key. And you're like a song, but I can. And you're like a buffet, but I can't find the quiche. Oh boy, oh mama, oh missy, you're a total mystery to me. Thank you. Thank you so much. God, you guys are so nice. I wish you'd all come to my show. It was so nice. I've been having a nice time, but yeah, I think I can talk. The weird thing happened last night. I was having a really... Thank you. Just allergic to self-promotion. I was having a really nice gig, and then, so weird, there was someone in my show someone in the audience was trying to steal my act. It was really weird. They were being so obvious about it as well. They were just sat there taking notes, and I went crazy. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Get out. And like, hey, go shoot. And out he went. Oh, man, it really was. And then, you think that's bad? It was even worse. I found out afterwards that there was a reviewer in, and must have really thrown him because I got a terrible review. So annoying. But it's been mostly fun. Do you guys want to hear... well, I've got time for one more song. I'll stop asking you what you want. Although, I'll just do it. Come on. So, do you guys want to hear a song about love or a political song? Political? Yeah? Political, okay. Yeah. This is actually my first ever political song, so I hope you guys like it. It's just, I don't know, it's just this year, you know, with everything that's happened this year, I just feel like, you know, we've got to, you know, come on. I just, yeah, this is the year, you know, you've just got to get political, if you want to be nominated. And so come on, let's do it. And the song is called In the Current System. So that's the system we're talking about, the current one. Okay. In the current system, sure is bad how some people use houses not for living, but for income and investment. And they squeeze the poor folks out. They just squeeze the poor folks out. And wouldn't it be nice, oh, wouldn't it be nice to be one of those people? I wanna be a part of the problem. I want to be a part of the problem. Yeah, I want to be a part of the problem. Everybody, I want to be a part of the problem. I want to be a part of the problem. I want to be a part of the problem. Everyone, I want to foster part of the problem. I want to be a part of the problem. Money, 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 money. Cause I know it's bad, but it sure sounds nice to have more than one house. Thanks so much. I've been David Elms. Go to the Fringe. Thank you so much. Good night.
That's David Elms. His show Goody Boy is on here every night at 9:30, so check him out. We've been joined by the gorgeous Pippa Evans, everybody. Give her a huge round of applause. Pippa Evans from the Olivier Award winning and Chortle Award winning, let's not forget, ShowStoppers, the improvised musical.
That's right, that's the show what I do.
Yes.
And we make up a musical.
Yes.
You say the title, we make it up.
Yes.
That's how it is.
Do you know, the only thing I really know about the ShowStoppers this year, Pippa, is that ShowStoppers is on at 6 o'clock. My show's on at 6:20. And I direct 700 people to your show every night. They all come into my venue, which is the Pleasance above, which Felicity's in, which is not the Pleasance Grand. I can tell you that for nothing.
Just a couple of chairs shy, though.
Just, you know. And everyone else goes, is this the Pleasance Grand? And we all go, does it look like the Pleasance Grand? So on a T-shirt I'm going to get printed just down the street and right at the traffic lights, because that's what I say. It's going brilliantly though, isn't it?
Oh, it's going very well. Yes, we have lots of people come in, and then we make up wonderful musicals. But we also do a kids show in the morning.
I have been to the kids show.
And the kids show, I mean, the grown-up show's great, obviously. It's amazing. But the kids show, we let the kids decide absolutely everything that we do. This morning, a lot of people died. That's all I'm going to say. A lot of people died this morning. There was a shark, and we said, what does a shark... There was a shark and a sea monster. What does a shark do to the sea monster? The shark snaps at the sea monster. Okay, snap, snap, snap. And then what happens? The shark tells him a joke. So the shark then told a load of jokes. We've got the kids up to tell all the jokes for the shark. And then the shark ate the sea monster. Then all the dinosaurs came back, and then they were drowned.
Yeah. The show I went to see, the kids decided that the Gruffalo was to be dismembered.
Very violent children.
Yeah,
very
and
violent.
then they had Barack Obama burying Donald Trump. It was the most extraordinary thing I've ever seen in my life.
But it's great. We just do whatever they say, so we never judge any of their...
Absolutely.
And it's quite funny because they generally moralise at the end. They do moralise at the end. So the show will say, what was today's story called? And they call it was the story of death.
It's illuminating, but I like the way as well. Yeah, at one point, someone in ShowStoppers went, and then they came back to life and rainbows and unicorns, and all the kids went, no! So we were talking about sometimes the best parts of the show are the improvised kind of parts when you do an Edinburgh show. You're doing another show as well, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing a solo show
You're
as well.
doing 3 shows a day.
Come on, Felicity.
That's revolting.
You've got to do what you've got to do. You know?
I know that's too much. You're doing too much.
Well, yes, I mean, I am. I'm
But you look
exhausted.
so fresh-faced, Pippa.
This is envy speaking. I'm looking at you going, you look like you've just come out of a sunbed.
I'll be honest, I joined a spa. Did you? I joined a spa.
I like the way you look to me like that. You would know what that was, Susan.
I'll explain, Susan. It's like
I've
fancy
been to a bloody
washing.
spa. I didn't like it, but I went.
It's got bubbly water.
Bubbly water.
You line
Bubbly
them up.
water.
So I'm doing a solo show, and that's a written show. And that actually was really hard this year to write a show and we have a saying in ShowStopper, which came from Ken Campbell, which was, if you're going to make it up, it has to be better than if it's written down. So if you're going to do a show that's made up, it better be better than if it's written down. But we're so good at making things up now. If we're going to write it down, it better be better than if we've made it up.
Right.
So my show's about 50% written, and then the rest of the show comes from the audience.
Right.
Which is really fun, except sometimes, of course, audiences say things that you're just not expecting. So I have a bit where I ask about being the parents of ugly children. I say, is anyone here the parent of an ugly child? And most people go, of course not. And this one guy said, I have no pictures of my child before the age of 2. I know. And then you all kind of go, well, I had to go to my band and go, we need to regroup because I don't know how to respond to this.
I need to get the final act on in a second. Before we go, though, it's kind of halfway through the Fringe. Any recommendations from either of you of other shows that people should be going to see?
I saw yesterday Holly Byrne, I Am Special, which is just as special as it sounds.
Right.
I would recommend that 100%.
I went and saw Rose Matafeo's Finally Dead, and it is so funny and so good. And Joel Dommett's show is the best that Joel's ever done. It's so great.
And I saw Harriet Dyer do a remarkable 10 minutes of unexplainable something.
Yes, that is Harriet.
And Harriet Dyer, I would highly recommend.
I'd recommend your show because I saw it, but you've sold out all your tickets. How embarrassing. Oh, God.
I'd recommend ShowStopper, the improvised musical at the Pleasance
you're
Grand.
so You're so corporate these days,
I know.
aren't you?
Look at me, I've got a shirt on.
I know, it's
and an
amazing.
orange because I didn't want to wear a bow tie. So I thought, what's kooky?
She wasn't always like this, ladies and gentlemen.
No, look here.
Pippa used to, I know that's the worst
The
possible
worst picture. Where did you find that, guys? It's like
That's
1,000
one I
years
have
old.
on my bedroom wall. So, ladies and gentlemen, I used to joke I had a Pippa Evans altar. Do you remember?
Yeah, that was a funny joke.
So, Felicity Ward performing her show 50% More Likely to Die. I've seen it. It's absolutely extraordinary and brilliant every night. 9 o'clock at the Pleasance above.
Yes.
Pippa Evans, Showstoppers, the improvised musical, is at 6 o'clock, not in the Pleasance above, but the Pleasance Grand. And your other show?
Same but different is at Bannerman's Bar on Cowgate at 1:45.
Lovely. Both extraordinary. Give them both a huge round of applause, please. We have time for one more act, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the stage the extraordinary Kate Lucas.
Hello! Are you well? Good. I hate the sick. Just anything to do with disease or death, really, I'm not a big fan of, because I'm not very good with death. I've been to one funeral in my life, and as a kid, I used to be quite sensitive, and I used to overthink things quite a lot. And I remember being in the church. It was for a family friend called Joan, and I started crying, and my mum turned to me and said, "What's wrong?" And I said, I just feel really guilty because I feel like I should be thinking about Joan, but I'm wondering whether or not there'll be quiche. And you look back at something like that, and I was so upset, but it was such a silly thing to worry about. There's always quiche. And I've been thinking a lot about death recently because I recently got the shits and thought I was going to die. And I started to panic a little bit on the toilet. And I started to think, oh, fuck. I said out loud, please, God, don't let me die. I started to think, where am I going? Who are you talking to? I've always been agnostic because I firmly believe in copping out of big decisions. And I started to run through some options of where I could go. So I was like, Buddhism, that's a bit too quiet for me. Sikhism, it's a bit too hatty. Islam, I'm too drunk. And I was starting to run out of options and panic a little bit. And this is basically, it's just a song about trying to cleanse your soul and find God on the off chance that there is one and you shit yourself to death. And I've shortened the title to Choosing My Religion. I popped up to heaven to see God, who I hadn't believed in for years. I said, God, you look great, I can see you've lost weight, I love what you've done with your beard. And God said, child, I welcome everyone to share in bliss perpetual, so long as they repent and they are kind and heterosexual. All I ask is you adore me, that is all my petal. Slaughter something small for me, I want to know I'm special. Just be kind and humble, Kate. Kneel and worship, I am great. Tell me I am great, just tell me, Kate. I just like to hear the words, it always has affected me, and when I don't get praise enough, I do get very tetchy. I've been feeling insecure, I flood things when I'm snappy. I've just drowned an orphanage, that's your fault, hope you're happy. But I forgive you, all is fine. Burn in hell, I've changed my mind. It's tough, it's too late now. You're going down, 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 down. And the devil said, come over here and greet me. My name is Lucifer, do call me Lou. It's such a pleasure to meet me. Good God, I'm so handsome, it's rude. You've been to heaven, that must have been wild. How interesting, do tell me more. Paradise filled with the meek and the mild. Someone fillet me, I'm bored. Bugger heaven, share your thing. Come hang out at my place. God's a crusty, uptight wang. I'm all about that bass. Take your coat off, grab a latte. Take your pants off, touch my dark place. Come on, ring my bell, welcome to hell. You're all the way down here, there must be a reason you fell. So don't be shy, baby, don't stand by the door. What is that wrinkly lump on the floor? Apologies, Thatcher, forgot you were down there, licking my hoofs and plaiting my buttock hair. You want fun? We've got tons. Go ahead, soil your undies. We've got Jimi Hendrix, central heating, heroin, Ted Bundy. They've got hymn books, we've got rock. They've got rapture, we've got cock. Come on, ring my bell, welcome to hell. 'Cause everyone does bad things like forget to feed their gerbil, or several million Jewish people, that was naughty Goebbels. Come on in, ain't gonna eat ya, unless you want me to, pleased to meet ya. Come on, ring my bell, welcome to hell. Come on in, baby, it's time, 'cause I've worked my way into your mind. From your very first sip of wine, you have been mine. And I I said, sorry, Satan, can't stay here. Some of this was really weird. God's deranged and kind of needy. You're a whole new kind of creepy. I'll just pick my favourite bits. Be a massive hypocrite. It's what we all do anyway, 'cause none of us are quite the same. We pick the bits that justify the way we like to live our lives. I don't often give advice worth listening to, but don't choose your religion on the loo. Thank you very much. Dr. Kate Lucas.
That's Kate Lucas. She's on every night at 10:30 p.m. with her show Whatever Happened to Kate Lucas. Thanks for watching live at the Pleasance in association with Audible. We're back at the same time tomorrow. It's the greatest arts festival in the world. Go and see the shows from everyone you've seen this afternoon. Thank you to the gorgeous audience. Come and see my show at the Pleasance at 6:20 if you want to. It's not at the Pleasance Grand. I'm not ShowStoppers, the improvised musical. We're back at the same time tomorrow with your host Ian Sterling. Thank you very much and goodbye. Goodbye, everyone.